to Black, Bold Leaders of Authority, Courage, and Knowledge. I have three of my brothers and sisters here to help with the welcome and the prayer. We love to pray before each of our events and have God shine on us so that we can actually inspire and make the world a better place to live. So this vision and mission was thought of by the four of us, and it is to educate and share historical leaders as well as current leaders that are doing great things in the world to make the world better, and to put some light on them and have people see that there is hope, and have people learn more about this month. Every single person in the world should learn more about Black History Month, because the more you know, the more you're able to have gratitude and learn that we need to be together to make this planet work. So I'd like to turn over to Dr. Roz, Dr. Smile, my sister, to give the prayer, and then we're going to go round robin so each of you get to meet and hear these leaders that help us.
Blessings, blessings, blessings. Father God, in Jesus' name, we thank you for raising Black leaders of authority, courage, and knowledge for such a time as this. Clothe us with your wisdom, anchor us in integrity, and fill us with fearless faith. Let our voices carry truth, our actions reflect justice, and our lives reveal your glory. Strengthen our minds, steady our hearts, and establish our steps as we love and lead, serve with humility, and walk in kingdom authority. We declare we are empowered, equipped, and appointed for impact. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Amen. And why don't we turn over to Dr. Breakthrough, Dr. Stan. Thank you, Dr. Stan. The reason you are here is because we all would not be here if it wasn't for the gracious connections you make unconditionally every single day to people, including myself. So thank you for all the introductions you've made to make these programs more successful.
Hey, man. Well, thank you, man. It's a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. Appreciate you. And again, anything that God does through me, I'm just so grateful. And I tell people all the time, I was a nobody, but he made me into a somebody. And now I'm committed to telling everybody he can do the same and a whole lot more through anybody. And that's what this is all about. 100th anniversary. It was 1926 when Carter G. Woodson started Black History Week. And then 1976 when it started as Black History Month. So this is the 100th anniversary of this celebrating. And again, the scripture is clear. He that despises his neighbor is because of a lack of wisdom. And so when we're educating, not just, ourselves, but everybody else, I mean, we all can look at people as who they are, not judgmental, not preconceived notions. And so that's what's powerful. So again, thank you, each and every one of you for spearheading this. And thank you who are watching. And by the way, we need you to spread the message, let people know this is powerful, it's practical, and it's designed with your education and your empowerment in mind. So I close with this, and that is, they used to say that you're a product of your environment. And I was like, that's part right, but actually you're a product of your empowerment is what I say. And so we can change our empowerment by being part of this Black Hour of Power every day. By the way, Doc, the other day I was in tears just seeing people honoring other people that are so powerful. Unlike the crab in a bucket, one crab's trying to get out and they pull him back down. No, you're producing a reverse crab in a bucket. We're like saying, hey, Dr. Cassandra, you're doing good, but you can do even better. Go ahead, Tanisha, you got this, girl. Go ahead, Dr. Smile. Go ahead, Dr. Smiling. And so thank you again, and appreciate each and every one of you. I'm honored to be here with you.
Thank you so much. And finally, I'd like to have the voice of our director of events, who has a very, very big shoes to fill. She does all these events. We have over 300 events in February, and I don't know how we do without her. The Smile Channel rejoices because of her smile and her spirit. Thank you, Tanisha.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Smiley, for this vision and allowing me to participate and be a part of the execution of it all. We're excited about so many people being illuminated in this month. There is such a great opportunity. And the wonderful thing is that you still have time to participate. You still have time to share about the leader, the Black leader that is influencing and impacting you. So make sure you go into the comments and click the link where you can sign up to be a part of this Bold Leaders of Authority, Courage, and Knowledge. It is going on every single day in February, every single day for just 1 hour for you to share about the leader you know, and 1 hour for you to learn about leaders that you have not even heard of yet. I've already been reminded of some people that I had forgotten about, and been encouraged about some people that I was like, oh, I forgot they did that. Oh, I never heard of them. And so if you want to learn something new, if you want to be a part of someone else learning something new, then this is a great opportunity for you. And even more so, share it on your socials, share it on your email list. Listen, copy the link and put it in your email list and blast it out for Black History Month, because we want you to be a part. So we thank you for supporting, and we look forward to bigger and better.
Well, I have a surprise for the three of you, because there are so many people we can speak about. And this month it actually taught me a lot about how people are ticking, like how they're inspired. But gratitude is when you actually share how someone touched your life. And I want to share this because there are not enough days in the month for me to speak about the people I would like to speak. But if anyone would like this list of 200 amazing, inspiring leaders, I am going to be speaking about several of them. But this list is available to you. It gives you ideas of who you can speak about. And there are 200, and I will whip through this a little quicker here. And you can have this absolutely for free. And please nominate somebody who wants to speak about a leader if it's not you. Thank you very much, and welcome to Black History Month, Hour of Power. So next,
Well, hello there. My name is Dr. Michelle Mras, and this is our session on the 17th of February of the Black Hour of Power. And I'm your host today, and I've got amazing speakers that will be sharing from this stage. But first, I need to introduce who in the world am I? So I'm Dr. Michelle Mras. I'm an award-winning global speaker, executive speaking coach. I've got 30 best-selling books out there. I've got 40 books, though. What else? I'm a UN ambassador for peace, a performing artist, a podcaster, and I believe that everybody has a story worth sharing. And we all have a voice that's powerful enough to share it. And I'd like to share my historical figure. I'm constantly quoting Maya Angelou. And the reason so is way back when I was a young woman, I ran across a book called I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And I related so well to Maya Angelou and her writing in that book. So Maya Angelou is an American memoirist. She's an essayist, a poet, a civil rights activist. She was a performer, a singer. You mostly probably all know her because she was friends with Oprah, and she's this amazing poet. But the other thing I think a lot of people really know her for is the poem Phenomenal Woman. And when I learned about Maya Angelou, I realized that when I grew up, I wanted to be more like her. And the reason I wanted to be more like her is because I experienced a lot of the things that she experienced. And when I read I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, I too had bad things happen to me when I was younger. And for the longest time, I lost my voice. I wasn't able to speak or share or be myself because I was so afraid of what my voice would do. Just like Maya Angelou, when she was a little girl, she was raped, and she pointed out the man who did it, and her family killed him. And in her young mind, she decided that it was her voice that killed a man and she would never speak again. So she became mute by trauma. I was not mute, but I lost my ability to express myself because I was so afraid of what kind of attention it would bring. So I want to do a little bit of the Phenomenal Woman because it's what helped me bring it helped bring me out of my shell to be the woman I am today. I mean, I do so many things. Why? Because I'm no longer afraid. And the Phenomenal Woman, just a little bit of it, will give you an idea of what it is. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally phenomenal woman. That's me. If you want to learn more about Maya Angelou and her poem and her books, look them up, because Maya is truly a Renaissance phenomenal woman. And if it wasn't for this woman's courage to be uniquely herself, I would still be the shy, quiet girl that was afraid to truly let herself out. And because of her example, I knew as a Black woman that I don't have to shy away from not looking like everybody else. And that was a hard thing for me, to think I'm not like everyone else, therefore I don't fit. I don't look like a Barbie doll, therefore I don't fit. And I had all those stupid thoughts running through my head. Maya gave me the courage to be me. And now, through my ability to be me, I can travel the world and do the speaking I do and encourage other people to be the best versions of them. Despite whatever was in our past, we are who we are and who we choose to be and how we want to bring ourselves to the world with class. I'll end this with her other quote. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. The woman had such wisdom in her words and music in her voice and in her soul. So my thought, Maya Angelou, born April 4th, 2028, passed away May 28, 2014. Now that I've shared who I am, who I love, and who I respect so much for, I mean, I have many more, but she was my number one. I'm quoting her. I quote her in every book I have. Our next guest, his name is Terry Walston. And Terry, bona fide 100 Walston, he is out of Las Vegas. He's a Las Vegas native. He retired out of the Las Vegas employee, city of Las Vegas employee. And he's also the host and CEO of the Vegas Up Now radio show. And what they do is they bridge the gap in music, business, fashion, and entertainment in Las Vegas. And I would love to bring on Bonafide 100, Mr. Terry Walston, onto the stage so he can share who his historical figure is.
Hey now, say now.
Hey.
Thank you so much for having me. I feel blessed to be a part of such an excellent platform. Um, my name is Terry Walston, aka Bonafide. Uh, my Black history hero is Quincy Jones. Um, as she said, I'm a Las Vegas native. I'm retired from the city of Las Vegas. I uh, currently have been in the music industry over 35 years. I'm a radio host at Vegas Up Now, that is powered by my media company, Cultures Network Connections, excuse me. And we are all about bridging the gap between the city and the celebrities, the community and the country through music, business, and entertainment. Now, why I'm here and blessed and honored and privileged to be here is Quincy Jones. When I think about Black excellence, when I think about media, music, vision, and legacy, I think about Quincy Jones. Quincy was a producer, but also a bridge builder. He built more than hits, he built systems. Quincy Jones started from struggle, like a lot of people, a lot of us. Chicago South Side, poverty, violence, very little opportunities. But what separated him was just not his musical genius, It was exposure. He got out and he educated himself. He learned arrangements, studied composition. He traveled. He mastered rooms that weren't built for him. You know what I mean? He worked with Ray Charles. Of course, everyone knows he produced Michael Jackson's Thriller, the biggest selling album of all time. He moves from jazz to pop to film scores to television production. Oprah, Color Purple, come on now, Will Smith. Um, he didn't stay in one lane. He built highways. Um, Again, Quincy Jones, the connection and me realizing the impact that he made on my life in my latter years is wild. The lesson Quincy taught me is this: look, just don't be creative, be expandable, be diverse. We all got our superpowers, um, in culture. He understood culture. He also understood business. As a Black man, come on now, he understood business. I want to repeat that. He respected the art, but he mastered the rooms. He sat with jazz musicians, pop icons, corporate executives, and he never shrunk himself to fit the table. He elevated the table straight up. I got to put my readers back on, y'all. It ain't just being cool, I promise. In media, I see Quincy's blueprint. In radio, I hear his strategy. In fashion and music business, I understand his versatility. Through my company, Cultures Network Connections, it's not just about interviews and promotions. I and we create platforms and outlets. I don't just want to play music. Like Quincy, building ecosystems. That's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing. We're building ecosystems. I don't just network, I connect the culture to opportunities and accelerated elevation. I'm always about seeing the greatest and the biggest version in people and them accelerating their elevation. Quincy Jones showed me that you can be Black, brilliant, business minded, and global all at the same time. He showed me you don't have to choose between creativity and ownership. Quincy wasn't just producing records; he was shifting perception. He proved that Black excellence belongs in boardrooms, scoring films, producing television, shaping the world, global sound. I tell my guys all the time, local to global. We are the world. Because of him, generations of producers, executives, radio personalities, media entrepreneurs, man, we saw something different. We believed in us and our abilities. And I'm a lot older than a lot of cats, a lot of the youngsters that I'm around. But I say this because I look up to him. He was 27 years older than me. You know, yeah. No, 34. Please forgive me. He was 34 years older than me. So we don't just belong in the studio, we belong in the executive chair. So when I step into the media, radio, fashion, the music business, I carry that Quincy Jones energy. I carry that Quincy Jones energy. Some of my notes. Vision without any limits, creativity with complete ownership, um, genuine structure, genuine support. You know, legends don't just leave music behind, they leave blueprints. And Quincy Jones left a masterful blueprint for all of us. So, any of us brave enough to keep building, they're here. It's built, they're here. Um, I was blessed to meet Quincy Jones in the 9th grade when I lived in Seattle. Went to high school, Garfield High School in the Central District. So I just want to thank him, thank everyone behind Black, the Power of Hour of Power for this opportunity to give homage to my Black history hero, Quincy Jones. So thank you.
Thank you, Bonafide 100. Terry, I know you had to put your readers on. It's all good. It's all good. Well, next up is my friend Stephen Boyd. Now, Stephen is known as the student engagement agent. He's an author, speaker, consultant that is on a mission to motivate, activate, and elevate instructional practices to transform troubled schools from outrageous to outstanding. Please welcome my friend, Stephen Boyd.
Thank you, Michelle, and thank you, Dr. Smiley. It's good to see everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So my person that I want to celebrate is Ray Charles. And so not a part of that short introduction is I'm also a musician. And music was very much a part of my life and primarily gospel music. But when I started to really hear other kind of secular types of music as you get away from your parents' house and, you kind of out there on your own in college and different things of that nature, I was captivated with all kinds of music, but more specifically, the story behind Ray Charles. Obviously, with respect to the fact that he began to go blind around 5 or 6, it to me it's a testament of the resilience that happens, even though you might have some type of impairment, you might have some impairment, blindness in this particular case. Does that mean that your life can't be fruitful? And so, obviously, when the movie Ray came out, I was really overjoyed and I love the way they brought together his life in the joys and the pains of the life. But what I really want to communicate is the fact that, he was unlimited in his ability to hear music, to hear what he wanted, to score it in such a way where it would communicate a story. I love the fact that Ray Charles, in the beginning of his career, obviously he was on the Chitlin circuit and he was being taken advantage of, but he didn't let that stop his resilient spirit to continue to have a vision for the bigger stage. And of course, from the chitlin circuit to being a rhythm and blues standout to eventually merging music together with rhythm and blues and country music, the stories of country music along with rhythm and blues and marrying those together. Prior to that, taking rhythm and blues and pairing it with gospel music, he really is the epitome of a musical genius that was able to take uh, number one his handicap but really stand on top of it, on top of the world, and proclaim that you don't necessarily need all your bodily functions to be able to be someone that's great. So, in my sharings of Black excellence today, just very, very short, I just want to celebrate Ray Charles, who um, took and showed us and communicated for us what it's like to be able to still excel, whether you're missing a limb, whether you're blind, whether you can't hear, that you still can contribute to society. And of course, being an African American man and the fact that he stood up for civil rights at certain points of his career, especially when it came to the times when they were trying to shut down, segregated audiences and would not let them you know, enjoy his music together, taking a stand and canceling concerts, all in the name of civil rights. That kind of resilience and that kind of stand up really allowed people like us to be able to enjoy who we are today. So, in my conclusion, I want to celebrate Ray Charles for his music, for his life, for his stand, for his civil rights, for what he contributed to the marrying of different types of genres together to show us how the power of music doesn't have to separate us. The power of music can bring us all together.
Ray Charles, yeah. I know. So far, there's 3 of us all with music behind us.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Stephen, for joining us. And stick around because we'll all come back together at the end and we'll all chat so that everyone can see how we all interacted with each other. It'll be kind of cool. Okay.
Right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Next up. Oh, old friend. Haven't seen him in years. Sherpa of life, from coach to teacher to healer, Sid guides people to living their dream life. And when you have a mountain to climb, your Sherpa to reach, you need a Sherpa to reach the summit. So please welcome Sid McNary, and I'll see you in about 8 minutes.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. It was really great to hear about the different figures that have been in our lives, Maya Angelou, Ray Charles, and Quincy Jones, and all of those people really have impacted my life, having been raised by two people that my father stood on the steps in Washington, D.C. on the mall with Martin Luther King and the late, as of today, Jesse Jackson, and all the different people that have impacted my life. And so I'm blessed to have this opportunity to sit and hear everybody share about them. And I wanted to share about somebody that many people probably don't know his name. I could have gone music because I was very fortunate to be around Michael Jackson at 5 years old, and I do music and all those things. But 2 Thursdays ago, February 5th, I've only had one mentor in life. I've had a lot of coaches and a lot of guides and all those things, but my mentor, Dr. Jerry Guyton. And Jerry was absolutely one of the most amazing people ever in my life. And I knew when I was asked to do this that I had to honor him, because without him, I'm not sure that I would be anywhere near the person I am today. You know, it was he and my father that said, Sid, you got to go over to Sweden and accept the World Peace Award. And without him, I wouldn't have done that. I know that. And so as I look at Dr. Jerry Guyton, and what's beautiful is in my one book behind me, The Autobiography of a Human, he wrote the foreword. And in the beginning, he wrote how he met my father years before me, and then how he met me. And so as he wrote those words, he said, and so these are the words from a father to a son. And every time I even think about that, it brings up emotion in my heart because of how much he poured into my life. And then I can look back and say how much my dad poured into him. And so I really honor the space of us each pouring it forward, you know, speaking into someone else's life that elevates them and moves them forward and helps them truly to evolve to be the person they're meant to be. And so when I look at Dr. Jerry Guyton, and one of the things that he never talked to me about, but if I hadn't had my father who mentored him, I wouldn't know it. But he discovered how to measure cells on skin, which has changed so much of our lives in so many different ways. And so he discovered that, and then only for people, even after he had written it in the science books and all the different things, they claimed it and gave it to someone else. And as much as Jerry is noted for all the things, that's one thing that I want to make sure that people know, that Dr. Jerry Guyton was the one that took the time at City College in New York to bring that forward. And he still wouldn't talk about it. He kept walking in his faith to help move science forward, regardless of all the things that people didn't note him for in that world. And so when I think of Jerry, I think of how one day as I was sitting here and I'm working on the books. I mean, I've written 12 books, and he was there to help guide me through all of it and kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And then one day he said, Sid, what about your art? Have you painted lately? And I hadn't painted in a couple of years. And he said, so I want to make sure that you do that. And so I started a painting just to actually get him to stop pestering me about it. And then time would pass and he'd say, shoot me another picture of the painting. And if you know anything about me, I paint a lot of layers. I paint layers until it all comes forward. And as it came forward for me, I eventually had the painting that came through, and it's a wave that sits around right across the way as I look over at it. And it was two people surfing this wave, but if you turn it, it's an elephant. And if you turn it again, you see the earth and the people that are birthed on the earth, and all the different layers that he poured into my life poured out in that painting. And so for me, when I look at and speak to somebody that's impacted my life, I've always been called for it. I've never pursued a job. I've been called forward into the different things that continue to bring me into becoming me, as we all are. We are who we are right now, and we get to be it now, but we are becoming something that only God truly can see. And Jerry had that vision for me in my life. He truly was someone that just spoke everything forward. I mean, called me and said, Sid, make sure you do the music, make sure you do the art, make sure you write the books, make sure you touch other people's lives. And so when I look at Dr. Jerry Guyton, one, it breaks my heart that he's gone, that I can't pick up the phone and call him. But that's what the ones do for us, I believe. They inspire us to move forward in such a way that we then want to go back and reach for someone else. And that's Dr. Jerry Guyton. Someone that was as smart as anybody I've ever met. Someone that could pick up my dad's words and pour them into me so I could listen, that I could hear him. He wrote 2 books, the author of A Perfect Science and A Different Kind of Quarterback. I miss you, Jerry. I love you. And thank you. That's what I got. Dr. Jerry Guyton.
Sid, thank you so much for sharing your heart. We all need a mentor that pushes us like that. And the thing with him is not only did he push you while he was here, he still got you. Matter of fact, I think he's got more momentum on you now that he's just passed. Yeah, he's got you even more. He's internalized on you. So that's even more beautiful. And thank you so much for sharing Dr. Guyton with us.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, everyone, that was very powerful and touching. Thank you so much again. Our next guest is Alethea Felton. Alethea is a transformation specialist, speaker, podcaster, guiding entrepreneurs and leaders through personal challenges into renewed directions, reinvented identity, and a thriving life with who they are now. Please welcome Alethea.
What an honor it is to be with you in this virtual space today, even through a screen, in a space filled with so many people who understand something deeply personal. You understand that your story is still unfolding. You understand that setbacks are not the end of your path. And you understand that the life that you are building right now deserves your boldness, your courage, and your full presence. My name is Alethea Felton, and it is truly an honor being with you today. And I'd like to take you on a journey, if you would bear with me briefly, while you go back in time with me so that you can see how Paul Lawrence Dunbar affects me deeply to this day. I did not arrive here by accident, and I certainly did not arrive here by a straight road. I came through seasons that tried to quiet and still my voice before I ever knew how strong it could become. I came through moments that required reinvention, and before I had language for what that even meant. And there was once a voice that found me long before I understood why it truly mattered. I am small again, about 6 years old. I am sitting on the floor of my great Aunt Ruth's Mount Vernon, New York living room. Oh, my childhood summers were filled with such days of being with my mom's people, people who were wealthy at the turn of the 20th century, something very rare for Blacks of that time. The curtains in Aunt Ruth's home are heavy. Afternoon life splits across the carpet, and there is a stillness that only homes filled with love can carry. My Aunt Ruth begins to speak. She is not reading, but she is remembering. Her voice rises and falls like music. Every word lands with intention. But something speaks to me even then when I'm a small child. And that was the moment when I realized that words could carry the power beyond simply what is written on the page. When she was reading something to me called The Party, and it took me in, and I wondered who wrote this, and it was Paul Lawrence Dunbar. I remembered that name, and it compelled me to want to learn even more, and I did. And today I want you to remember it too. He was born in Dayton, Ohio in the year 1872 to parents who once had been enslaved. From very humble beginnings marked by hardship came a mind filled with language and possibility. His mother, Matilda, taught Paul how to read, and once he had that longing to learn more, he discovered more words and he never stopped reaching for them. He grew into a young man who wrote poetry, and he actually became editor of his school newspaper. But his words did not stay there. He started to dream of things beyond his local aspects and his local community. And he dreamt of something that was so daring. He dreamt of writing words that could travel farther than he could imagine. But dreaming while Black in those times meant doors closing and slamming, but Paul did not give up. The world, although it did not make room for his gifts, continued. And he continued to pursue until he went up and down the floors of his job when he worked in an elevator. And he was intended to speak his truth and to speak power and bring life to his words. Paul Lawrence Dunbar did not wait for the perfect time to let his voice be heard, but he wrote in between the floors. He carried poems in his mind while he dropped off passenger after passenger to their respective floor. And then he self published his first book and sold it himself. And that is how he earned national acclaim when it landed in the hands of the right reader. And he became the first poet of Black American origin to receive national recognition. His words crossed oceans and became global. And what he did to me to this day and can do for you as well is he can inspire that boldness and greatness in you. And although Paul Lawrence Dunbar passed away at the tender young age of 33, his words to this day have never stopped breathing. And this is where our stories can meet his. When I was young and I sat on that floor learning about him, I didn't quite comprehend challenges, but I did know as I grew older that no matter the obstacles that came my way, I could continue pursuing, achieving, and making a difference in this world as you can. Your story holds power. Your story holds weight. You are not forgotten. And no matter your age, income, upbringing, or whatever, you too can transform the world with your voice. You too can transform lives with what you have to share. You are not obsolete. You are not hidden. You are not invisible. If you have to travel floor after floor to make your voice heard, do so because your circumstances are not the end of your journey. In fact, they have the power to truly make a global ripple effect in this world, even when your life or your path feels uncertain. So, whether it's in actual writing on paper or speaking those words to life, It is about honoring who you are created to be and knocking down doors of all rooms. Your path matters just as Paul's does. So, this day, wherever you are in life, do not stand on your gifts, but make them be heard for the world to see. Thank you. And I can be contacted on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I am Alethea Felton.
Woo! Alethea, that was beautiful. And what a perfect lineup, because our next guest, she is she her circumstances did not end her. It started a whole new journey for her. And I'd like to bring on my friend, B.L.A.C.K. And she is a certified John Maxwell leadership coach and a trauma-informed coach. She founded NOMA, so No More Abuse. And she's
Right.
got a podcast, she's got a couple books out. And please take it away, my friend.
It is truly, truly an honor to be here on this virtual stage, speaking to my friends. Everybody is now my friend. Thank you so much, Michelle, for the opportunity to be here. Yes, my circumstances are kind of different, and this is why I want to speak about my person. My figure, my woman, is still alive. She's not historical in the sense of being dead, but she's alive. And I admire her greatly. My name again is B.L.A.C.K. I am a leadership coach. I'm a trauma-informed coach. I recently walked away from a toxic marriage, and that was when I started NOMA, which stands for No More Abuse. I love Michelle because she was the first Black woman to serve as First Lady in the White House. However, in spite of the fact that she was a woman of color, she carried herself with grace, with dignity, with unshakable confidence. She was and still is a very confident woman. I remember her saying, when they go low, we take the high road. And that for me has helped to shape my journey, particularly after walking away from abused. Michelle has stepped into a role no one like her ever did, and she did it with excellence. Not because she had done it before, but because she was willing to grow into it. She made sure that whatever happened, she grew into it. And that's probably where her book, Becoming, becomes instructive. You must be ready and willing to grow into whatever circumstances are thrown your way. So, having walked away from a toxic marriage, I am in a space, in a space that I've not been in before. I'm walking a journey I've never walked before. And so I'm taking a cue. I'm taking a cue from Michelle, and I'm saying to myself, the fact that I've never done it before does not mean that I cannot do it. I can do all things. I am a believer, and I know that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It has been an interesting journey, but I'm sure it was for Michelle too. How does a Black woman walk through the White House? She probably had no idea, but she was willing to take a risk. She was willing to jump. I'm sure she was afraid, but she jumped anyway. She jumped afraid. And I remember Michelle had said to me one time, jump anyway, whether you're afraid or not, just jump. Michelle's life teaches a powerful truth. And the truth is, it doesn't matter if you've never seen it, if you've never done it before, if you've never been in the room, if you've never held the title, if you simply apply yourself, if you stay grounded in who God says you are and you refuse to shrink, you can rise to any assignment. For many years, I was shrinking. For many years, I was afraid. I would ask myself, what's on the other side? How do I start over? How do I navigate the waters? And fear kept me stuck. But I see in Michelle a woman who was not afraid to step into a new role. And so, as I have stepped into a new role, I'm drawing strength from her and saying, I can do all things. And one thing that her story does for me as a person, because I am an immigrant, she's not, but I'm coming to places where I've never been. But her story reminds me that new territory is not a barrier. It's an invitation, invitation to come higher, an invitation to come partake of the goodness of the land. It's an invitation to come sit at the table and eat with kings and with queens. The Bible tells me that kings will be my nursing fathers and queens my nursing mothers. So new territory is my invitation to dine with people that I've never dined with before. And she also teaches me that I don't have to have a blueprint to walk into the place God is calling me to. All I need to do is to follow God every step of the way. So now I'm doing NOMA, which means no more abuse. What I'm doing is I'm helping women to heal from trauma, coaching people to be better versions of themselves. Because when you're in a toxic marriage, in an abusive relationship, what happens is they drum words into your ears that make you feel less than yourself. In my marriage, for example, I lost my worth, but I'm looking at Michelle and she's telling me that new territory is not a barrier. And so I'm forging ahead and being strong. She had never seen a Black woman in the White House, but she did it with elegance and she was successful. She was very confident. She was passionate about the girl child. And I am very passionate about women who have been through trauma, women who have been abused. I believe you can rebuild. And so I'm helping people to understand that they can rebuild after trauma. You can rebuild in so many ways. I watched Michelle as First Lady of the United States stand tall, even as a Black woman. And so in the new territory that I find myself, I am standing tall as well. I am not backing down. I am not afraid. I used to be very fearful. I used to be very afraid. But watching Michelle become the woman of grace that she is has helped me to know that I too can stand tall. I can become a woman of grace. I can become the woman that God says I am. And I can say no to fear, and I must refuse to shrink, because for as long as I'm shrinking, I cannot rise to the assignments that God has placed in my hands. Thank you for letting me join you. Thank you for letting me come here to speak. It is an honor, and I don't take it for granted. Thank you.
It's an honor to have you. And thank you so much for sharing. And you kept confusing me. You said Michelle, and I'm like, I wasn't in the White House. So please stay on, because we have one more speaker who will share, and then we'll all come back on and we'll all talk. So our next guest is student minister Charles Muhammad. He is an educator for 25 years. He's taught kindergarten through 12th grade, and he's the San Diego County Office of Education Teacher of the Year. He's Teacher of the Year nominee in 2009, yes. And then he is also the former vice president of the Association of African American Educators, the California Association of African American Superintendents and Administrators, and he's the Educator of the Year for 2020. He's also a former college and NFL athlete. He's the father of 8 children, 6 grandchildren, and he's married to his wonderful wife for over a decade. Please welcome student minister Charles Muhammad. Hello. Take it away.
Thank you. Yes. So greetings to you. I am Charles Muhammad, the local student minister of Muhammad Mosque number 8. I am a student of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the eternal leader of the Nation of Islam, that great preacher of freedom, justice, and equality to the Black people of America and oppressed people throughout the earth. And he's also a great warner to America and the nations of the earth. First, I want to thank the perfect publishing team here, and also everyone at the Bold Leaders of Authority, Courage, and Knowledge, which means Black. And it's the Hour of Power program. Thank you for inviting me. And this is a very special time. This is the time of Black History Month, a very short month, 28 days, and it flies by. So just a little bit more about myself. I was born and raised in the city of San Diego. The part of town is called Southeast San Diego, for those who might know where that is. My upbringing was not the roughest, but I did have a brush with the streets. During that time, I was getting into fights and I was shot at a few times and I was about to drop out of school. Word got to my dad, and he told me I would be dead or in jail in less than a year if I didn't change. That same weekend, one of my friends was murdered and another friend was sent to prison. I went to my dad and we had a long talk about everything. And we made a plan of success for me. He started to tell me that, go ahead and get your grades up so you could become eligible to play sports. And I did that, and I ran track in high school and played football. I played football with Terrell Davis, just to name drop. And I graduated from the infamous Lincoln High School. After playing 2 years of high school football, I received a scholarship to play at the University of Utah. And, after leaving Utah, I played a little bit with the San Diego Chargers. And after being released from that team, I experienced the similar feeling I had when I was in the streets: depression, loss, very, very down. I really didn't care about life. And as I was trying out for other teams in the NFL, and a major thing happened in 1995. At that time, it was that same life-saving effect that my dad had with me. And the historical Black inspiration I chose is my leader, my teacher, my guide, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, a man who was not mentioned in almost all of the history books. And it's strange to me because there's so many things that he's done for us. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan made history by rebuilding the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's work, the man that's responsible for giants like Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X. And after nearly 20 years of rebuilding the work of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan called for 1 million men to march on Washington, and almost 2 million showed up. And I want to share about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan because, like I said, mostly the history books don't show him at all. And I did a little bit of research, and I found that about 10 to 30% of the history books mention the Million Man March. About 5 to 15% mention the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan by name. And only 1 to 5% mention his role in the Million Man March. The Million Man March is widely recognized as the largest peaceful demonstration of men in American history and one of the largest gatherings of men ever recorded in the world. So why is his name missing? Some of the results of the Million Man March was a major surge in African American men registering to vote, and they participated in the 1996 elections. According to National Association of Black Social Workers, the adoption rates of African American children by African Americans increased after the march. Membership in national African American organizations such as the NAACP, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, and the Nation of Islam grew significantly after the march as well. During the march, men were encouraged to go back to their neighborhoods and make their relationships with their wife or girlfriend right. Go back and be better fathers to their children. We were encouraged to make our neighborhoods safe and decent places to live. So, one of the things that inspires me, and it made so much sense that the acronym BLACK, because the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan teaches me to be bold because he taught me I am a direct descendant of God. So when God is with you, nobody can be against you. He encouraged me to be a leader in my home, in my community, and everywhere I go in the world. He has shown me how to practice authority by divine design. It says God head of man, man head of woman, woman head of children. I have to be courageous enough to tell the world who he is and why he is special to me. The knowledge he has given me has brought me closer to my nature and becoming a God. Scripture says, ye are all gods, children of the Most High God. A lot of times we just read through that and don't really understand, but he's teaching me to understand. I'm alive because of my father and my spiritual father. He named me like a father names a son. He gave me the name Muhammad at a crowning event of Black History Month called Savior's Day. This year, on the 22nd of February, is our annual convention, and you can tune in to NOI.org to watch. And you can learn from the man that saved my life, a man that deserves to be written in the history books, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You can contact me at 619-262-3200. Also by email, muhammadmosque8@yahoo.com. That's MuhammadMosque, the number 8, at yahoo.com. For those who are celebrating Savior's Day, happy Savior's Day. And those who are Muslims all over the world, Ramadan Mubarak. Thank you very much. Peace.
Thank you so much for sharing. And wow, what a plethora of all these different people from every walk of life in our historical tribute to Black. I love it. Bold leaders. So if you could all turn on your cameras and come back. And what we'll do is we'll have a quick round robin and share our thoughts and our feelings about what we all learned about each other today and how it shouldn't just be a month, but okay, that's a whole nother story. So who wants to start next? Terry dropped off. So let's go. If you could share a little bit more of that of who you are or what's coming in your future, because you only had 8 minutes to talk about one person, and then we only had that little brief bio. What else would you like our support with as a family? That what can we do to help you? What's coming up? Give like 1 minute, 2 minutes, and share a little bit more about you that we don't know about. So let's bring on, where's Stephen? Is Stephen still here? Okay. Come on, Stephen. I see you. What's coming up with you? Oh, you look so serious. He is not serious. He is a very, very intelligent man, but he is a very smiley, happy man. So what's coming up in your world in the next, for 2 minutes? Give us a little brief. How can we support you as a family? It's you, Stephen. I'm looking at you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just popped in and I was coming in the middle. I apologize. All right, what was your original question, Michelle? I'm sorry. I kind of popped in. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Well, I said that we all just shared about someone else that we wanted to honor and that we honored, and that we never really shared more about what we do, who we are, and what's coming up for us. How can we support?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I'm working on a book right now called Contagious Teaching: Transform Your Classroom from Outrageous to Outstanding. I think many of you know that we're facing a teacher shortage. I've been almost 30 years in public education, and what my bread and butter is coming in and working with teachers, working with professional development, helping those schools turn the tide of the negative behavior that they encounter and learning how to engage with those students in a positive way. So these outrageous behaviors, these power struggles that kids and teachers many times encounter will go from outrageous to outstanding. And so one of the things that we try to just make sure is that we're increasing student engagement and we're giving teachers more tools. They can respond to challenging behavior and then transform that student from being contentious to becoming compliant. And so I would, if you all have some people that are looking to transform their public schools, parochial schools, private schools that need some support, I would love for you to share my information with them. You can visit my website at www.imstephenboyd.com, and then on social media, at I am Stephen Boyd on Facebook and Instagram. And then some of my YouTube channels is I am Stephen Boyd Media. And so I would love for you to maybe have some people check me out for speaking and working with their staff.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing, Stephen. Now, who's next? Oh, Bonafide 100 came back in and his lights on. And he doesn't have his glasses on. So share away. Come on, Terry.
First and foremost, thank you guys so much for the opportunity. Man, I have a saying, I love keeping my company good, and this is the evidence right here. Again, I listened to most of you speak. I think I was off the last 15 minutes or so. But first and foremost, again, I can't thank you guys enough, not just for the opportunity for me to speak, but like it's presented to us, the information, the knowledge that we get about people we heard about or maybe knew about or didn't even never know about. You guys as well, what you do. Because of me and the field I'm in, I love showing us off. So to hear what you guys are up to and some of the people and the guests and host and everyone that's a part, it's truly an honor and a privilege. Simply, I'm born and raised in Vegas. I'm a native, retired city of Las Vegas employee. I've been in music and media and promotions many years, helped break Shaq's clothing line. Alicia Keys was 14 years old when she was sitting on the couch when my mentor said she was the one, helped break J Records, the fastest independent to go major. Celebrity clothing store out here in 2017. Fashion brought me back to music and entertainment. And again, I'm on a radio show. I have a different platforms and resources, and I loved being on the sideline, helping others. But my peers locally and celebrity wise, the last 2 years was like, we don't care about you, don't want that responsibility, you being comfortable and you getting your feelings hurt. You know, we have to take on the responsibility. What we ask of others, we have to be willing to do ourselves. So again, I own everything I'm involved with, and I do, and it's productive and positive. It's empowering. Definitely involved with two nonprofits, with ending the homelessness here in Las Vegas with Creation for Cause, as well as a nonprofit, Box Don't Bully, and helping getting UNLV boxing back at UNLV. With Creation for Cause and some other nonprofits as well. But again,
How do
my
we find you?
uh, official, easiest way is Instagram for business. Official, BONAFIED. I'll put it in the chat.
Official
Bonafide
Bonafide 100.
100. Yes.
Okay.
At
All
ID.
one word, no spaces, anything.
None of that.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much. And again, I want to hear about you guys. I'd love to show you off, interview any of you on any of my platforms.
Well, I'm pretty sure Dr. Smiley is going to make sure the team shares our information, which is why I wanted us to meet each other like this, because we are going to be giving each other's information so we can reconnect. There's a reason why God put us all on the same screen at the same time, the same hour. And so we need to figure out what that is, because there's a tie amongst us all. And we will find that out soon, right? Okay, but yeah, but don't worry about that, Terry. We'll be connected. And then so the next person, how can we help you? What's coming up in your role that you want to share? Sid.
Thank you. And it's a pleasure to, I'm glad we did this little circle, because my wife, as I messaged him, my wife is a counselor and runs Jacksonville Country Day School. So I'd love to connect you. Terry, a lot of circles. My mom used to sing with Isaac Hayes, and my dad was a singer as well. And then they went on to do their thing. And so the thing that I have going on right now, I've stepped into really helping men. So we've got a retreat here in Jacksonville in June, and then another retreat, 10 days in silence out in California, in Cobb, California, because I've been meditating since I was 8, so 47 years ago. And one of the biggest things is I have this song that we just released called Black Country. And, all the things that they said we weren't, this song talks about and helps bring forward. And we've got a movie that we start shooting here in June. And then I've got several other movies that go with the books that I have. So all the things, like if someone is ready to take the step for themselves on personal evolution, go to sidmcnary.com, and love to connect that way and keep growing together. So thank you.
Awesome.
Lovely. Thank you, Sid. I'm telling you, we're going to find out a little tags are holding us together. Next up, Alethea, how can we help?
Yes, it is a joy meeting all of you. Everybody has some type of a connection because our world is small. And one thing that I didn't express in my bio, and it is truly an honor being with Charles and Steve, especially. I am a former public school educator, 20 years in the Washington, D.C. area, from
Uh-huh.
classroom teaching English and Spanish
Oh,
to
wow.
school leadership. And I ended my career in human resources
Okay.
and shifted into full-time entrepreneurship almost 3 years ago after having done it part-time for many years. I've also done background vocals. I also know people in Hollywood, entertainment, music, etc. So the world is small. But in terms of what I'm doing, my updated website will be finished by the end of the weekend. And I am doing some revamping of my offers. But what I want to emphasize as well as offer here, I am a podcaster. I have a show called The Power Transformation Podcast. It is audio only for now. I have all of the video files, but in quarter 3 of this year, I will start doing more of the videos. But it's a top 3% ranked show. By the grace of God, I didn't plan on that. It's just happened, or truly organically over these last few years. And what I do is I am into learning the story behind the person. What we do is great, but who are you? Who are you? How did you become who you are today? I do have a wait list for my show, but what I want to offer you all, since we are here, if any of you want to be a guest, let me know. I will push you up so I can go ahead interview you. And that is what I want from all of you, is to please be a guest on my show. I also am a professional speaker, so I am on stages and I speak about transformation, overcoming obstacles, specifically to entrepreneurs and those in leadership. However, I'm not far removed from the classroom as a national board teacher, admin, etc. So I also know how to pour and speak life into teachers. So if you have any stage opportunities, please let me know. I am getting on more paid stages, which is always a blessing, but also any stage that resonates with me. So that's how I want to help you, and you can also help me. Thank you.
Thank you, Alethea. That's wonderful. I think everybody raised their hand about being on your podcast. So just keep an eye out for the email. And our next one, oh, Doppel, how can we assist you? I know you have a podcast too.
Yeah, I do. I just put my website in the chat.
Okay.
NoMoreAbuseNoma.com. That's the website for Noma. I would like to ask everybody to please help me propagate the message of no more abuse. We have too many women and men. We just lost a young man of less than 40 in our community. He was so traumatized from abuse that his heart, what's that thing called? My Takotsubo myopathy. He died of heartbreak. And it's not, abuse is not gender specific, but I've watched women in my community suffer at the hands of men. I was one of those women. And we thought, you stayed there until death do you part,
Yeah.
and whatever. But please help me to spread the message of no more abuse. We want, and I would love, oh, he left. Sid, yeah, I'd love to have a conversation with Sid about transformation for men. I've started having men on my podcast, the Empowered Woman channel on YouTube. How do we help these men who are dealing with trauma. Unhealed trauma is why they're abusive, whether men or women. How do we help them? How do we help them to transform? Those are conversations I would love to have. So I'm going to come find you.
Excellent.
Please help me spread the message of no more abuse. There's an SOS out on the head of our sisters. Save our sisters. That's what I call it. As many as we can help. We've helped women to be empowered. Some of them are in business now. Some of them were thrown out. Some of them had to leave. Some of them are still there. And I tell them, not everybody will leave, but if you're going to stay, you have to stay well. Set boundaries. Boundaries are critical. We were not taught to set boundaries. We were taught that it was okay to be abused, but it is not acceptable, particularly in this day and age. Somebody was asking me if there's been an increase in abuse or just social media. I said both. Both. We watched our parents be abused. They had so many children. All those children watched them being abused, and then they thought it was okay. The sons came and started to do it in their own marriages. The daughters came and we're accepting it. We're saying no, no, no more.
Well,
So
and
please
Dapo.
join me on this crusade. Thank you.
Well, and like I shared I was on Dapo's podcast. I shared about that. Women are the carriers. We show the children what is good and what is wrong. So when our
Right.
daughters see us being abused, they say, okay, I guess that's the way that love is. And then our
Mhm.
sons say, oh, maybe that's the way I'm supposed to treat women. So
Correct.
we are the chain. We break it, we make
Right.
it.
We break.
So thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you for having
And
me.
our next one, Charles Mohammed, student, come share.
Okay, thank you so much once again. Wow, we have a phenomenal panel today. I mean, just the brilliance that we have, all of the talent. So just hats off to everyone. Man, all of your accomplishments. It's just a wonderful experience for me. Um, those who were talking about being on the stage and different things like that, I was privileged to go to SCPA, the School of Creative and Performing Arts. And I was in a movie with a guy named Bill Cosby back in the day, and also just a different kind of movies, on commercials and things. So I have a little bit of background. So just give me a call, let me know. I'll be an extra in your movie. All right. But you know, it's wonderful because the way that I would like us to support is, you know, AI is really big and it's getting larger, and there's going to be millions of jobs lost. And right now, we have 9 ministries in our mosque, in our nation, and one of the ministries that we're really focusing on is trade and commerce. And one of the things that we're going to try to tackle and solve is how are people going to make money in the AI age? What kind of jobs will they be able to get with this experience, and what can we do to survive these dark days that are coming? You know, a lot of people don't understand how the Dust Bowl back in the 1930s came about, and it could be coming again. So we want to make sure that our neighborhoods know how to can food. They know about survival. They know about these different things, and that's all part of our ministries. So the first ministry, I would like for us to just give me an email or give us a call. Try to see when you can come and assist. We should be having our first public event in March. So just email us, let us, be in
You're in
contact so we know
California,
exactly.
though, aren't you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But we might do a virtual too as well. So
Okay.
we'll
Well,
get it
make sure you
going.
put your information in the chat too.
Absolutely.
I know the team will share all of that with all of us, but if
Yes,
we could pull it from the chat right now, we kind of jumped the gun. And
absolutely
Hey,
will.
are you compliant?
Michelle,
Yes, ma'am.
if anybody wants to turn my story into a movie, I'm game. I was in it for 33 years. So, and I can be an extra in a movie too, because I used to act when I was in college.
Well, you know
I
I'm in
was,
5 movies, right?
you're in everything, Michelle.
So
Yes, and I'm serious. If you want to turn my story into a movie, I already told my story on YouTube. I can share that, and if we can turn that into a movie, that would be awesome.
I'm
If
working for
it,
the same thing. I'm doing the same thing. A little bit about me is that yes, as Dapu has alluded to, I do a little bit of everything. And I do sing. And I'm always in Vegas, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, bonafide 100, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And I am an international speaker. I'm a UN ambassador. I do a lot of things. And one of my biggest passions from the stage is to sing. Why? Because music will carry through no matter what is going on in anyone's life. It will resonate and it will bring them to light, to whatever they need. And so I sing in every speech I do. And as that happened, I'm going to drop names too, just as we all have been doing it. I grew up with people like Sammy Davis Jr. and the Pointer Sisters coming to my house eating dinner with my dad. And so our family would have dinner with these people. And they were just nice people that hung out who happened to sing really well on TV. And so I never really got into that thing of, ooh, they're movie stars or, ooh, they're amazing. Now, fast forward, I do boot camps for speakers. I train speakers. And I was on stage one day and a man came by and he said, you're a singer, get into my studio. And I ignored him. A month later, he shows up. He goes, why are you not in my studio? And I said, who are you? And he said, do you know a little group called the Commodores? The music director, the keyboardist for the Commodores, Thomas Dawson Jr. is the one who discovered me. So I made an album with Thomas Dawson Jr. And now what I'm doing is looking for more stages to sing and speak. So I'm not just a singer. I'm not just a speaker. I'm an inspirational speaker singer. And I think I'm a new genre. I don't know what that is, but that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for more stages where I can sing and inspire at the same time. And by being part of the Black leaders of authority and courage and knowledge, I thought, what a beautiful place to be part of making history. You realize in like 20 years, there are going to be people who are not born yet talking about us on Black History Month. Wrap your mind around that. And so realize that everything we do, everything we say is affecting the world tomorrow. And so I thank you all for being part of the Black Power Hour. And I'm so excited to get to know more about each of you. And I wish we all had 20 minutes to talk. And I know Ken is in the back somewhere doing, oh my gosh, you're supposed to be an hour, not an hour and 30 minutes. So I have to get us all off the air. And be sure to connect. And I know that they will share information. Make sure you get that chat, save it. And then that way we can all come back together again. Be sure to share this. And for those of you who are watching us right now, take that little linky, share the little link, because you just met a lot of amazing people with some honest to goodness, true heartfelt connections with people from our history and from our present. And you never know, one day you'll be talking about one of these people on the screen. So everyone, thank you so much. Jazz hands. And we'll see all of you again. Hopefully you can join us tomorrow. Tomorrow, same batch time, same bat channel. We're having another group of, I believe, 6 people joining me again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll see you all. And I'll catch all of you on the flip side.